What is going on, you guys? It's Nesoa here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you some combos that you can do with the Orcust deck that I profiled the other day. It's just going to be small 1-2 card combos, or 2 cards plus a discard, or 1 card plus a discard combo. Just the backbone combos really to the bigger plays that you can make with 4 cards. I'm not going to bother showing the 4 card plays because if you're opening that good anyway, then you've pretty much won the game 9% of the time. So there's no point showing those 4 card combos, and you can pretty much figure out what you do with those 4 card combos from these 2 card combos or 1 card combos. They're just extenders, so they just add a few more steps onto the end of them. So yeah, let's just get straight into the video. And the first combo I wanted to show you was just with a single copy of Girsu. So we're just going to assume that the other 4 cards in our hand are not extenders or combo cards in any way. It's just going to be stuff like Imperm, Forbidden Lance, Called by the Grave, stuff that's not really going to extend our plays. So yeah, we're just going to normal summon our copy of Girsu, activate its effect, send a Nightmare to the grave. Then going to activate its second effect to special summon the token. If you're playing the Mech Knight variant, then you'd want to keep it in line with the extra monster zone that you're going to use, so either this side or this side. So special summon their token on the same column that you're going to use, because you're going to link this off into a link Kariba. Obviously, if the token's in line with this, then you open a Mech Knight, you can just drop the Mech Knight from hand. I'm not playing Mech Knights in this deck, so you don't need to worry about that, but just in case you were, that's what you'd be doing. So then you're going to want to link these 2 off into a Galatea. You then are going to want to activate Nightmare's effect to send a Symbol Skeleton to the grave. Then activate Symbol Skeleton to special summon the Girsu. Then going to activate Galatea's effect, put the Nightmare back in the deck, and set a Babel. Then going to activate the Babel. And seeing as you have a Galatea on board, you can overlay Ding, grab the Symbol Skeleton from the banished, and then link Ding and Girsu off into a IP Masquerade. So then on your opponent's turn, you have 2 interruptions. This is going to be a banish of the Symbol Skeleton to summon the Ding, and then the link of Ding and IP into a Nightmare Unicorn. Assuming you have 4 of the cards in hand, you should be able to discard for this effect. So yeah, that's the play from just a single copy of Girsu. Next play I wanted to show you is going to be if you open up with a Girsu, but also open up with a Jet Synchron and then just a random discard. Obviously, if this was a Nightmare or a Simple Skeleton or a World Wand, you'll be able to extend massively, but we're just going to assume that you can only use the bare minimum, and we're just going to use a dead card that's not going to get us anything. So you're going to normal summon the Jet Synchron, not normal summon the Girsu. You're just going to link that straight away into a link Kariba. Then going to activate the effect of the Jet Synchron, special summon it by discarding this, and then link these 2 off. Jet Synchron gets banished. You're then going to summon a Hackle Fibrax. Hackle Fibrax is then going to activate his effect to special summon a Bombard. Now, because you have 2 machines out, you can actually link these 2 into a Union Carrier, which is exactly what we're going to do. And now that we've summoned all the monsters that are not dark, we are free to use all our Orcust effects. So we can banish the Bombard, special summon the Girsu. Girsu is then going to get us a send of a Nightmare. Nightmare is then going to banish itself to send a World Wand, and then World Wand is going to banish itself to special summon the Nightmare. Then going to link these 2 off into a copy of Galatea. Galatea is then going to put the World Wand back in our deck and grab a Babel. So we're going to set the Babel and then obviously activate it. We'll then, because we have Galatea on board, going to summon Ding over the top. Ding can then also grab us the Jet Synchron from our banished, so that'll set us up for next turn. And then finally we can activate the effect of Union Carrier to equip our Ding with a Destruction Sword. Obviously try not to put too many cards in the same column, just in case you're up against Mech Knights. Not that there's many Mech Knight players, but just in case, it's just a good habit to get into your game. So now you've set up your grave ready, you have a Nightmare in grave. You also have 2 different attributes, being a dark and a water, and you also have a light up here. So assuming that they kill the Union Carrier, and next turn, if you wanted to make access code talker, you'd have at least 3 banished. So that's actually really good. And you've also got a ding on board with 2 protects and a destruction sword on field. So your field is looking pretty good, and that's only from 3 cards. So you'll have another 2 cards in hand as well, whether those be imperms, Called by the Graves, Forbidden Lances, anything to protect your cards. So yeah, that's the board you can make. The last play I'm gonna involve Girsu in is going to be a small play with a single Bombard. Now, this play doesn't really extend you massively, but I like to do it as a safe option. It's just if you know your opponent has some form of effect negation, not destruction, not like something that can negate you and destroy you, just something like an Ash Blossom or an Imperm. If you're worried about stuff like that, you can always do this play. So what you can do is you can just normal summon the Bombard, link that off for a link Karibo, then activate the Bombard effect to summon the Girsu, and then if they negate your Girsu, you still have 2 monsters on board, so you can still just go straight into the Galatea, and then Galatea can put back the Bombard, and you can set a Crescendo, and then at least you know you have 1 interruption, and then you have 3 other cards in hand as well. So that's a small little play that you might want to know. The next lot of plays I'm going to show you involves the scrap engine. So just going to show you the standard scrap combo. So you're going to want a scrap recycler and then just a random discard. We're just going to use, again, an orchestrated return because you don't get anything from this being discarded. It just goes to grave. Obviously, if this was a Nightmare or World Wand or anything like that, you'd be able to extend a lot further, but we're just going to use it off the bare minimum. We don't have any other cards. These are the only cards we can use. So you're going to want to normal summon the scrap recycler. You're going to want to send a Jet Synchron. Then activate the effect of Jet Synchron by discarding your deck card to summon the Jet Synchron. You're then going to link these 2 off. Jet Synchron's going to get banished. And you're going to summon a Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern's effect is going to bring back the recycler, send the recycler, special summon the golem from the deck, and then he gets to pop a card on the field. The only problem with this is if you don't have a spell trap card to set, you might have to pop the Wyvern. We're just going to assume in this scenario you've gone first, your opponent has no cards, you have nothing to set, you're just going to pop the Wyvern. So it's the bare minimum. So you destroy the Wyvern, you get a Golem's effect, special summon the recycler, recycler gets a send. Recycler sends a copy of World Wand. You're then going to link both these off into a Lib, the World Keyblade Master. Lib's effect is then going to grab us a World Legacy Succession. Going to set that, activate it, summon the Golem, and then summon the Recycler. Recycler is going to get another send then, and it's going to send a Nightmare. You're then going to link these 2 off into a Union Carrier. Then Union Carrier's just there to make sure you can just completely shut out your opponent. Now you summoned the 2 monsters that you wanted on board that are not dark. You're free to use your Orcust effects now. So you can activate Nightmare's effect, send it to the grave, Banisher, to send a copy of Symbol Skeleton. You're then going to banish the World Wand, special summon the Nightmare, link both the Lib and the Nightmare. Obviously, if you go second, you'll have the ability to shuffle a card in at this point, but if not, that's all you can do. So you summon the Galatea, or you can summon it down here. You'll then want to banish the Simple Skeleton to special summon the Nightmare. And then you can activate Galatea's effect to shuffle back in the gold wand and set a Babel. You're going to then want to activate the Babel. You can now overlay Ding over the Galatea and equip the skeleton. So now you have a Ding with 2 disruptions, and what I like to do is activate Union Carrier's effect and equip the Destruction Sword to the Nightmare. This way they have 2 monsters that they really need to get over. So they have the Ding with the 2 protects that they have to try and get rid of. They also have the Nightmare to get rid of. If you put it onto the Ding, then they only have they can focus all their attention onto this one monster, and then they can just leave these 2 on the field. They don't really do that much, other than this can be destroyed by battle with monsters summoned from the extra deck, I think, or just linked monsters. Just linked monsters. So linked monsters can't get it. So that's pretty good. But obviously with this up, they can summon from the extra deck anyway. But this just gives you 2 monsters that they have to try and get over instead of 1, so try and get it onto a different card other than the Ding. Although Ding has really good protection as well. So this is like kind of like your standard combo. And that's just pretty much off 1 scrap recycler and just any discard. It could be any card, and obviously if there was any other card that could be used in the grave or anything like that, then you'd be able to extend massively and just completely shut out your opponent. So yeah, they are the standard combos that I think you should know before trying to play this deck. I think once you learn these and you remember these, you should be able to branch out into the other combos. Obviously extenders help you go further, so stuff like this will help you play through hand traps and stuff like this, so just extend you further. And then also cards like Reasoning, Monster Reborn, just cards like this will help you just add extra steps to the plays and maybe get you into stuff like Access Code Talker on like your turn 2 boards and stuff. You'll be able to make like Access Code Talker, get loads of pops, make Lib. You'll be able to shuffle stuff in with Lib. If you do the scrap combo, when you go in second, you'll actually get a pop off Wyvern to then just non-target and destroy something on their side of the field, which is really, really powerful. And then you won't lose the scrap Wyvern, so you'll have a scrap Wyvern, a Lib, and a carrier if you want that. I don't advise going into Union Carrier on turn 2. I'd advise probably going into just a Access Code Talker and just trying to OTK your opponent. Also, I did make 1 change. I did end up cutting the Nightmare Phoenix and I put in a Zeraboros. You could easily change this out for a Appaloosa or something like that. I just wanted the Zeraboros just for the Eldritch matchup, because if you IP into this on their turn and then when they have their like full back row and like an Eldritch on field, and you just summon a monster from the grave with a Simple Skeleton or something like that, you can just banish every card in the field, and that's huge. And most people are playing like Pot of Desires, which is an instant, like, just turns this into a 5k monster. Just 10 cards banished, it's instant, this is 5k. So it can get over like really big problem monsters, or just help you push for a game if you need that extra attack. So yeah, that's why I added that into the deck. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give it a like and subscribe if you're new, and thank you very much.